we had left off approximately at this point with the orders of the mammals. And as soon as that pops up, we will continue. So one of the things you're going to want to do as you continually go through these orders is try to picture the bottom animal with that order, and then it's the characteristics that you see on that animal that places them in that order. For instance, when we're talking about cetacea, we know that those are aquatic animals. Okay, so when we see that of either whales and dolphins, we know they have a blowhole. That's going to be the most common characteristic that these would have in common, and place them in this order. Okay. So you could go all the way back to the order Rodentia and know that that's rats and mice. And yes, they are very prolific, and it's going to be the teeth that set them apart from other mammals, especially that of the rabbits. Rabbits have a double row of front incisors, as to where the rodents have a single row of front incisors. And what we're referring to, as you can see, is right here, two pairs, but it's just one row, unlike that of this, the double row of upper incisors. Okay? So as we move forward, then, the carnivores are probably going to be the most common order of mammals that you would be most familiar with, because of their characteristics, having more often than not 4 legs, binocular vision, and of course this, having the canine teeth. This is not just unique to that of the dogs. Okay, yes, it's actually called canis is Latin for dog, but it is canine teeth that we associate that most with. And again, what we see, the idea that the canine teeth are for puncturing, okay, and holding on to prey. It's where your bicuspids have 2 sharp edges and actually shear flesh apart, where canines just are associated with puncturing their prey item. Okay, so that puts somewhere around, well, that maybe be about 9 so far. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so this is the 10th one we see here. And again, you're probably going to associate canine teeth with these animals, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, associating canine teeth with that of the dogs. Okay, here are our sea carnivores, and we're talking about Pinnipedia or pinnipeds. Okay, your river otters, your sea lions, those are examples then, as you can see, sea carnivores. So that would be a very common way of looking at that, just the idea of lion, and know that that's going to be a type of carnivore. Again, these are not land, well, it can be land dwelling. You can say that of the sea lion, even river otters, they are aquatic, and then as you can see, are known as carnivorous. Okay, and they have these streamlined bodies, which a lot of the weasels do, and that's the American river otter and just a plain river otters. The difference in size that you would create between those two. Okay. Then as we move on here are your elephants. So having a trunk, okay, and not all forms of teeth are going to be found in these different orders of mammals. If you're going to be and what we mean by browsing, okay, the difference between browsers and grazers. For sometimes when you may be shopping for different items, you may be approached by a sales clerk and be asked, okay, so can I help? Or even in a hardware store, can I help you find something? And rather than just saying yes or no, you can just say I'm browsing. I'm just looking and maybe comparing prices. So when we're talking about browsers, okay? We're talking about animals that do not stay in one spot. That's different than that of a grazer. Of course, we associate grazing with many domesticated horses and cattle. So those then, again, are known as grazers because they stay in one spot. Browsers will pick up and move from one place to another. And again, not all teeth would be found in this order because there's no need to have bicuspids and canines found in these animals. They just are plant eaters, so they just need the to grind their plant material up. Okay, and Artidactylia. Okay, and I really don't know how you want to keep this separate between Parasidactylia. Sometimes I just think of E and A, the first two vowels. So with that, if it's the order Artidactylia, you speak the letter E, even. And what we mean by that, okay, we know they're an ungulate, they have an even number of toes. So if you keep the vowels together, okay, then associate even with Artidactylia, okay? And these, as you can see, are ruminants, and we would associate them again as grazers because they're going to spend some time in a pasture or in a certain area. They may not stay there for long, but it's not going to be one of those characteristics where they're browsing from one area and constantly on the move like that of elephants. Okay, so we know they have okay, so we don't have hopefully maybe that's a way you can associate keeping Parasidactylia separate from Artidactylia. Okay. And we probably wrapping this up. There we go. Sirenia. Okay. We have sea carnivores like sea lions, river otters. Okay. Those are your sea carnivores. We also have sea herbivores, and here we see the manatee. Okay. Both have flippers, just like that of the otter and the sea lion, but we associate being the sea carnivores, where these are the sea herbivores. Then that wraps up your 13 orders, I believe. And again, probably one of the most important aspects is associate the order with the actual example of a mammal. Okay, and we'll do an evaluation for that next week. So keep that in mind. We have moved the vocab quiz from today to tomorrow. So we have finished the orders, and we will wrap up chapter 43 tomorrow. Okay, that is it for today.